Okay, so let me do full screen. I'm absolutely sorry for the delay. Cholo. Motion in one dimension. Motion in one dimension. Acha. First, the space for wait, rest and motion. Okay, two things happen: rest and motion. A body is said to be at rest if it does not change. If it does not change its position with respect to its immediate surrounding. What does it mean? If it does not change its position with respect to its immediate surrounding. Means suppose a body is here like this. Suppose there is a body here. Okay, this is the starting point of the body, and as the time progresses, the body moves from here to here. Okay, and then from here to here. ঠিক আছে? Suppose after 1 second time, suppose after 2 second time, the body moves 5 meter distance, and the starting is 0. Okay. Chalo, and the starting is 0. So here it will be again, suppose after 3 seconds it is 7 meter. It is not uniform velocity, but its displacement is changing from the start position. Okay, the body is said to be in motion, the body is moving. So it is from the start position, its position is changing. First it is here after 2 seconds, then it is here after 3 seconds. So this body is in motion, body in motion, and this is time. Okay, this is time, and let me tell this as position. This is position. Okay, position is 0, 5 meter, 7 meter. Okay, and time is 0, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So I can write 2 seconds over here. Just a minute. I can write 2 seconds over here. 2 seconds, and just a minute. 2 2 seconds and 3 seconds. 3 seconds. So this body is in motion. So the body in motion. Okay. And what about the body at rest? So again I am drawing the same thing, try to follow. Again I am drawing the same thing, start. So starting will be 0. Then this is time 2 seconds, and this is again time 3 seconds. But the position is not updating. So the position of the body is here only. The body is sitting here only, the start only. But the time is progressing. Time बढ़ता चला जा रहा है, लेकिन position change नहीं हो रहा है. This body is known as rest. Body in rest. Body in rest. Okay. So this is the difference. Body in rest. Time is increasing. The position is not changing. So our body is said to be at rest. To be at rest if it does not change its position. Does not change its position with respect to its immediate surrounding. ठीक उसके बगल में जो है, so with respect to that, its position is not changing. While a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its immediate surrounding. I cannot sit inside a bus and consider and compare my displacement with someone sitting outside the bus. Okay. So if I am sitting inside a vehicle or moving train inside it, I cannot compare my position with respect to someone which is sitting outside the train. So I have to compare the position with someone who is sitting inside the train. Okay. So immediately beside me. Okay. So let us go to the next slide. Let me see. Wait. Import. Okay. So see, if I plot, if I make a table of time versus position, how it will look like? If I make a table like this, it will look like this. Wait. Hmm. It will look like this. See. Okay. See. It is the start position. Let me write over here. This is the start position. Here. Start. Okay. So at t equal to 0, the 0 means starting time. Then after 1 second, the position is 5 meter. After 2 seconds, the position is 20 meter. So I will write these things. See, in a table, in form of a table. The body is not moving in uniform speed. The speed is not uniform, but it is moving. It's one dimensional motion. Okay. What is the why it is called one dimensional motion? Can you tell me? Why it is called one dimensional motion? Because
স্যার
if
কারণ ওটা
হুম হুম, বলো বলো
বলছিলাম যে কারণ ওটা স্ট্রেট যাচ্ছে ওয়ান ডাইমেনশনে।
yes one dimension দেখো if the body moves in a particular direction okay if it moves in a particular direction I can consider this direction to be a particular axis okay but if the body moves like this it can be this motion can be considered as a two dimension where there will be y axis and x axis. So the motion is along y x axis also. See, it is moving from here to here like this, and it is moving up also, isn't it? So the movement is in both the directions. In x axis also it is progressing. In y axis also it is progressing. इसका height भी बढ़ रहा है और सामने भी जा रहा है. But in this case it is only going in this side, only one direction x. There is no in the upward, nothing is in the upward direction. Okay. So understood. This is one dimension. Here, this one. This one is one dimension. 1D. 1D means one dimension. This one is 2D. It is moving along x-axis as well as along y-axis. Understood? So I have noted the values from my experiment on a table. I can plot a graph with this. See, 2 meter. It is 4.45 in 3 seconds. See, 3 seconds is 45. In 4 seconds time, it's 80 meter. Okay. So these are the values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the values of time. And position, it is at 0, it is 0, 5, 20, 45, 80. 80 means right from the start it is 80, not from 45 to 80. No, not between 3 seconds and 4 seconds. 80 means it is from starting time. Okay, it's like a scale, it is progressing in one direction. Okay, now I can plot a graph like this. Please carefully see. I will plot a graph where I will write position as x. Okay, I will take time axis in the x axis. Always time is taken in the x axis. Always remember, time is always taken in the x axis and position, okay, in the y axis. Although it is written x here, but it is not written like that. Position on it is basically it is denoted in the y axis. Okay. Now in 0, when time is 0, position is 0. So my first point will be here only, the origin, isn't it? My first point will be here only in the origin. Next, at time 1, my position is 5. So I can write over here 1, 1, my position will be 5. like this. Understood? Okay. Now after 2, time will be 2. It will be 2 তে কি হবে? 2, it will be 20. So it is 20 over here. So for 1 it is 5. So I can plot the points like this, you see. I plot the points. Here it will be this is the first point. But this is the second point. First point is the origin, that white ball. And then at 2 it is 5, like this. Okay? 2 it is 20. At 3 it will be 45. So I can write 3 over here. I can write 3 over here. And I can write 45 over here. Okay? And I can plot marking like this. At 3 it is 45. Okay? So if I join these things, it will look like this. This is for 3. This is for 2. It is not a straight line. Now if I join this point, these points will not be a straight line because this is not a uniform motion. Okay, I can get a graph, but it will not be a straight line. Suppose I am getting a graph. This is like this. First one, second one, and this is another. This is not a straight line. It's a broken line. Continuous straight line happens only when the motion is uniform. Okay. Now going to the next slide. Let me put this picture. 3, 4. See,
Sir,
one
can you see the
dimension.
previous page?
I will get everything in form of PDF. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Shall I move? Okay. Recko. One dimensional motion. When a body moves along a straight line path, its motion is said to be one dimensional motion. It is also called motion in a straight line or rectilinear motion. Okay. For example, what can be rectilinear motion? Movement of a train in a straight track. Okay. Movement of a bus in a straight road. These are all straight line paths. Okay. When you fire a gun, gunshot. When we fire a gun, the bullet will travel in a straight line, isn't it? So these are examples of straight line motions. Okay. Now let me tell you another thing. Number 5. See, now let us come to two things, that is distance and displacement. Okay. What do you mean by distance? Total length of the path along which a body moves is called the distance traveled by it. Okay. And it depends on the path followed by the body. Now you see, in physics, there are two things called scalar and vector. Let me add over here, add a page over here. Two things are there in physics. One is a scalar, you know that. One is a scalar and another one is a vector. Okay. So what is a scalar? Tell me, what is a scalar? Scalar is something which has
Scalar
only.
quantity is
Bolo, bolo.
scalar quantity is something which needs means which has
Only magnitude.
only
Only
magnitude and vector magnitude and direction both.
Yes, only magnitude. And what about vector? It has magnitude plus direction, right? Magnitude plus direction. Okay. So under the vectors, what are the things that fall under the vectors? Sorry, under scalar. Under scalar there is distance, because distance do not depend on the direction. Okay. And under vector we get displacement. And writing example here, example displacement. Now what is the fundamental difference between distance and displacement? Suppose I am going from this point to this point, you know this. I can go through a straight line, I can go through like this, I can go through like this, and I can go through like this. There are several paths to go from this point to this point. Now, which one is the shortest path? That is the displacement. So, this is the shortest path. Straight line path will always be the shortest path, and this path is called displacement. Displacement is also a distance, but that is the shortest distance. Displacement, it is basically the shortest distance. Okay, displacement is basically the shortest distance. Okay, now if I tell you there are other two examples which are mainly speed. This is number one is distance, number two is speed. Okay, speed is what? Speed is also a scalar because the formula of speed is distance by time. It is the distance covered by the body per unit time. Okay, so here I am writing all the paths. I am numbering it. Series number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So displacement is only the number 3 one is the displacement. And all the other 1, 2, 4, 5 are basically what? They are basically distances. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5. They are all distances, not displacement. Distances. So you should always remember that displacement cannot be greater than distance. Okay, distance is always greater than displacement. It can be maximum. So displacement can be maximum equal to distance. If a body follows the straight line path, then the distance covered will be equal to the distance. But displacement can never be greater than distance because it is always the shortest possible path, and path can be anything. Okay, so always remember displacement is always smaller than distance. It cannot be greater than distance. It can be maximum equal to distance. Okay, so now in this side, what will be velocity? There is another example, that is velocity. So let me write here. It is velocity for vector. So it is very easy to remember. See, there is s for scalar, isn't it? There is s in scalar, so it will be speed in the scalar side, and there is vector v, so it will be velocity. So since speed is distance by time, velocity will be exactly same way, displacement by time. Displacement by time. Okay. So now speed vectors are represented in a particular way. Let me show you. Distance is indicated by the symbol s. Okay, distance is indicated by the symbol s, and displacement is also indicated by the same symbol, but there should be an arrow in the top. That is the difference between a scalar and a vector. In the same way, speed is indicated by v and velocity is also indicated by v. I will write an arrow in the top. That is the difference between scalar and vector. Till now it is clear. Bolo to. Please confirm this much is clear or not. Everyone please give a thumbs up whether this much is
Yes,
clear or
sir.
not. Okay. Okay, fine. Chalo. Next. So you can understand that distance is the total length of path. Okay. It is the total length of the path along which a body moves is called the distance. Okay. Traveled by it. The distance traveled by a body depends on the path followed by the body. Okay. It do not depend on the direction. It depends on the path. তার মানে distance depends on path, not direction. On path, not, it do not depend on, not direction. It only depends on the path. किस रास्ते से वो गया है. It can be a curved path. Okay, it do not depend on direction of the body. Okay, चलो. Next, let me see. Seven. So let me give you an example. See, I will ask someone and you will answer. Now, in this figure, can you tell me? In this figure, can you tell me what is the distance and what can be the displacement? Please see the figure carefully.
স্যার আমি বলবো।
Sir,
বলো বলো
distance.
বলো যে কেউ একটা বলো বলো ইয়ে
Sir,
বলো
distance is.
হুম,
Sir, distance is I think 5 kilometer. 5 kilometer and displacement 4 kilometer.
no you are wrong. No you are
স্যার
wrong.
ডিস্টেন্স 7 কিলোমিটার, ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট 5 কিলোমিটার।
Yes, absolutely right. ভালো করে দেখো রঙ্গন বললে না ভালো করে দেখো. So this is the original position and this is the initial position. This is the initial position and this is the final position. Okay, অর্চিত ক্লাস শোনা যাচ্ছে তো ঠিকঠাক মোটামুটি? অর্চিত, are you there? Okay. Acha, this is the initial position. This is the final position. Okay. Now, what is the distance between these paths? I can go from this direction first and then this direction. So distance will be path followed. Right? Distance depends on the path followed. What is the path followed? Distance depends on path followed by the body. Distance depends on path followed. So what is the path followed? Path followed is OA, then AB. So this is the path followed. Okay. So it will be then 4 kilometer plus 3 kilometer. ঠিক আছে? 4 kilometer plus 3 kilometer. ঠিক আছে? Then it is distance depends on path followed, but displacement depends on direction. Only depends on initial and final position. Displacement, wait, just a minute. Displacement only depends on initial and final position. Initial and final position. Since initial or final position, it is joined by straight line, that is OB directly. That is OB, which will be equal to 5 kilometer. So it will be equal to 7 kilometer. So here distance is 7 kilometer, displacement is 5 kilometer. I hope this is clear. Distance is 7 kilometer and displacement is 5 kilometer. Is it clear up to this much? Okay, fine. Let me add one more slide. Let me see. 8. So these are the few differences between distance and displacement. Okay. Now it is a if in exam they are asked for what is this will be the priority of writing the points. The first point is it is the length of the path traveled by the object in a certain time, and it will be the and displacement will be the distance traveled by the object in a specified direction in a certain time. In a specified direction. Okay. For here you are going to write length of path. Length of path. Length word should be mentioned, and here distance will be mentioned because displacement is also a distance in a certain direction. Okay. So you can write shortest distance, but it is okay. So main difference is very important here. 2 is a scalar physical quantity. only magnitude, and number here is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude and direction. Okay, displacement does not depend on the path followed by the object. You can only write here, it depends on the path followed by the object. Path followed depends and does not depend. Path followed does not. Okay, now every vectors has a positive and negative sign. Okay, every vector has a positive and negative sign. So suppose this distance should always be positive. Okay, since it's a scalar, and velocity is a displacement is a vector, therefore it can be positive or negative depending on its direction. Suppose you see, let me tell you about the direction factor here. Suppose your starting position is here. Suppose your start position is here. Okay, now you have gone from here, you have gone to here. Okay, so your original direction is this. Original direction is towards this. You have gone 5 meter. 5 meter here. Now from here to here, again you are coming back in this direction. From here to here, and this is 2 meter. So if you find the net displacement, you are going to add, what you do, you should do 5 plus 5, then minus 2, it will be plus 3. So why plus 3? Because it is in the right side. So everything which is right side is considered to be positive. Suppose you come back over here and you go again in the opposite direction like this. Okay, so suppose this distance is 4 meter. This here to here, starting to here is 4 meter, like this. Here to here is 4 meter. So what will be the value of S over here? It will be minus 4 meter. Understood? The value of S over here will be minus 4 meter. Here, the value of S over here, যেখানে আমি বলটা করছি, the value of S will be minus 4 meter over here. Okay, understood? The value of S here কত হবে? এখানে কত হবে value of S? What will the value of S over here? Here the value of S will be plus 3. Okay, here the value of S will be plus 3. Okay, this 2 meter will not be the value of any S, because S is always measured from start. S is always measured from start. Here the S will be plus 5. Understood? Here it will be plus 5. So in this way displacements are measured. হ্যাঁ বলো।
তুমি প্লাস 5 মাইনাস 2 ওটা তো 5 মাইনাস 2 করলো।
হুম না, আই এম প্লটিং দ্য ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট ইন, দেখো হোয়াইট পজিশনস যেখানে স্টার্ট হয়েছিল, মানে যেখানে সার্কেল বল করছি ওই পজিশনগুলোই ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট আই এম রাইটিং। ইট ইজ দ্য স্টার্ট, and all the places I am doing this white ball are the positions where displacement values are noted. বুঝতে পেরেছো? Always from the start, always from the start, so always from the start. Here starting থেকে I am only measuring the displacement. Okay,
Yes.
always from start. See, all the points are there. So positive negative means direction. If your starting direction is towards right side, then I will consider right side to be a plus. And then if you go to left side from the start position, then I will consider that to be negative. Okay, understood? Acha, distance may not be 0. You don't need to write this. You can write the 5th point maximum, and you don't need to write the 6th. Its magnitude can be less than or equal to the distance. Displacement's magnitude can be less than or equal to the distance, but it can never be greater than. Displacement can never be greater than the distance. Okay, chalo next. Let me see. No. Yes, I have already discussed. speed of a body is the rate of change of distance with time. Okay, if something is written rate, then it automatically means they are talking about with respect to time. Rate money most of the time rate word means it deals with time. Okay, numerically it is the distance traveled by the body in 1 second time. Okay, it's a scalar quantity. It is generally represented by the letter u or v. Okay, here I want to say something represented by the letter u or v. Okay, and for vector it will be vector means velocity. Suppose if speed, for speed the representation is u or v. For velocity what it will be, it will be u bar মানে arrow v arrow, that's it. Understood? That is the difference. Where u alphabet represents most of the cases, u will represent initial velocity. Okay, it is basically initial and v for final. But if in otherwise, generally v is representative of velocity. It is either initial or final. Okay. Acha. Speed v is equal to distance by time, unit of speed, unit of distance by unit of time. So what will be the unit of speed? You know in SI unit, speed unit কি হবে? বলো। What will be the unit of speed?
meter per second.
SI system it will be meter per second. CGS it will be what? Centimeter per second, isn't it? SI it will be meter per second, CGS it will be centimeter per second, and for displacement or distance, SI unit will be meter and CGS will be centimeter. Bas, this is the distance. Okay, so this is all about speed. Okay, and you know the relation that is between, this is 100, this is not kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour is nothing, it is not SI, neither SI nor CGS. Okay, it is neither SI nor CGS, that is kmph. Let me see. 10. Acha, instantaneous speed. What is instantaneous speed? Instantaneous speed, when the speed of a body keeps on changing its speed. When the speed of a body keeps on changing, its speed at any instance is measured by finding the ratio of the distance traveled in a very short time. Now I need to explain this. Wait. In a very short time interval, okay, in a very short time interval to the time interval. One is a ratio, okay, the ratio of distance traveled here, ratio of this thing, distance traveled in a very short time interval to the time interval, Yes. Understood? Ratio something is to something, na? Something to something happens. This is the format of writing ratio. So distance travel in a short time interval by time interval. Now, what is exactly instantaneous speed? Suppose a body is traveling in this way. Suppose this is a graph and a body is traveling. This is position, displacement, or it is speed, so it is distance. I am writing distance over here and I am writing time over here. Suppose if the body is traveling in this way, okay? Suppose it's traveling in this way. It's a curved line. Now, if I consider, the value is changing, okay? If the speed is changing with respect to time, let me write over here speed only. I am not writing this. Let me write over here speed only. Speed will change with respect to time, na? Speed. Now here the speed is changing. Speed is changing. It is not constant. Okay. Now, if the speed is constant, how the graph will look like? If the speed is constant, let me do with another pen. Let me write over here. If the speed is constant. Okay, constant মানে not changing. Constant মানে not changing. Not. Students, one thing I want to tell you, in your unit test or any half yearly, at least from this chapter, you don't have to mug up all the entire pages of the book. Only specific points and concepts you need to remember. I will discuss question papers in online classes. You will see if you have the concept, you can write. This is not like class 8, you have to mug up big paragraphs. Okay, and the questions will be conceptual only. I have seen the previous year's questions of your school and of many schools. So make the concept clear, you will be able to answer everything. Okay. Now speed is constant, but not changing. The graph will look like this. If I plot time over here, if I plot speed over here, then the graph will be like this. Like this. It is not changing, na? A fixed value of speed will be maintained as the time progresses. देखो टाइम बढ़ता चला जा रहा है लेकिन स्पीड का जो वैल्यू है दैट इज नॉट चेंजिंग, इट इज अ फिक्स्ड वैल्यू. सपोज हियर इट इज 4, here it is 8, so 8 will be the constant speed and time is increasing. Time is 0 over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Time is increasing. Time is keeps on increasing, but the speed value is always 8 meter. But that is speed is constant, but not changing. So graph will look like this. Okay, but here the speed is changing. In the above case, you see the speed is changing. So one time, suppose here the value is 4. After some time, here value is 4 over here, or here the value will be suppose 7. Okay, maybe here in this case the value will be suppose 11. Just like this, the speed is changing. Understood? So in this case, what you need to do is that you have to take a very short time like this one. Very short. Say for example, I am taking this and this. So within this short time, the line will be horizontal or the speed will be very less. The change of speed will be very less. Okay. So in this short period of time, suppose whenever you are pressing accelerator in bikes or in cars, speed changes very fast. So in a fraction of a second, suppose I am considering 1 second time interval, then within that 1 second, the speed will not change. It changes, it shows some value and it updates and it takes some time. Suppose the speed changes in this way, 20 meter per 20 kmph, 21 kmph, 23 kmph. You are pressing accelerator and it is changing. So for a fraction of a second it will be 20 kmph. Then for the next second it will be 21 kmph, isn't it? So I am talking about that 1 second duration where speed will have a particular value. That is instantaneous speed. Actually, speedometer in your vehicle that gives the value of speed when you press accelerator is basically gives you instantaneous speed, not constant speed, isn't it? So you see speedometer of a vehicle, see speedometer of a vehicle measures the instantaneous speed. Okay, so remember, ঠিক আছে? The distance traveled in a very short interval of time to the time. So that is the ratio. This form is called ratio, fraction. Okay. So in the same way, there will be something called instantaneous velocity also. What does that mean? Instantaneous velocity, and why? How it is different from speed? Here you see, I have drawn a curved line, right? But this curve does not mean, ভালো করে শোনো, everyone please listen carefully. See in the yellow color, whatever I have drawn a curved line over in the first graph. So can you tell me whether the body is traveling in a straight line or not? Can you tell me? I am talking about this case, first graph. Anyone, can you tell me? In this case, whether the body is traveling in a straight line or not? বলো তো কেউ একটা বলো। Anyone? Try please.
No, no.
Body is not traveling in a straight line. Acha, Aditya Singh, whether the body is traveling in a straight line or not?
Sir, don't.
Anyone? Abhinav Kaur, is the body traveling in a straight line or is it traveling in a curved line?
Sir, straight line.
Why? The graph is curvish, na? So why are you telling straight line?
Sir, কারণ straight line কারণ এটা তো depending on speed.
Yes, absolutely right. See, although this is a curve, but this curve do not depict the nature of movement. Please try to understand. This curvish nature of the graph do not depict the nature of movement. गाड़ी ऐसा curve way में नहीं चल रहा है. I have just plotted the value of speed. I have just plotted the value of speed in the graph. The body may be moving in a straight line. Suppose the body may be moving in a straight line and it has different values of speed. It is just a graph plot of speed versus time. It is not the track of the body or the path traced by the body. Understood? The body is changing its speed within a short interval of time, so its path is curvish in nature. বুঝতে পেরেছো? এটা কিন্তু straight path হতেই পারে. I don't know about the path. So don't get confused about this. Okay, they may ask you that this kind of graph is there. So body is the straight line motion or curved line motion? Your answer will be we cannot determine. Okay, actually Abhinav, you are also not properly correct. Your answer will be we cannot determine because this graph will not tell us whether the body is traveling in a straight line or a curved line. In straight line also, if a body travels, then speed can be different. समझ में आया? एक बॉडी है जो सीधा चल रहा है, एक ही लाइन में चल रहा है, लेकिन इसका स्पीड अलग अलग हो रहा है. That can happen, ना? Okay. So speed versus time graph will never tell you how the body is moving. So which graph tells you? Tell me which graph will tell you about the movement of the body? बोलो. It will be displacement. No. Displacement versus time. This is speed.
Displacement time.
Displacement versus time graph will tell you the movement posture, the movement nature of the body. Okay, displacement. This is S. Sorry, this is S versus T graph. But distance, whatever you tell it, distance versus time. It is distance. Distance versus time. Now in this graph, if the graph is like this, it means it is changing. Okay, can you tell me, is it correct or not? বলো displacement versus time graph থেকে কি can we understand whether the body is traveling in a straight line or not? What will be the answer? অর্ণব বলো তো, অর্ণব হালদার, ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট ভার্সেস টাইম গ্রাফ থেকে আমরা কি বলতে পারবো বডিটা স্ট্রেট লাইনে যাচ্ছে কি যাচ্ছে না? Tell me. No answer. Arnav, are you there না? শুনছো তো? Priyanshi Bajaj, please tell me if you are there. Priyanshi Bajaj, if you are there, please tell me. Whether can I tell by looking at the distance versus time graph, can I tell whether the body is traveling in a straight line or not? The answer is no. By looking at the distance versus time graph also, we cannot tell the body is moving in a straight line or not. Because what is distance? It is the distance from a starting point. Okay. How the body is moving cannot be depicted by any of the graphs. Okay. So be careful about this.
Sir.
বলো.
স্যার কোন একটা বডি যে থার্ড ডিমেনশনে বা সেকেন্ড ডিমেনশনে চলছে ওটার জন্য তো একটা থার্ড বা সেকেন্ড অ্যাক্সিসের দরকার।
না, actually that will be position versus time. Suppose axis you need, মানে location is changing না, so this chapter is about motion in one dimension. So here I am not considering the other dimension, মানে x axis and y axis. If I consider the second dimension, that is y axis, then you can understand कि the body is changing its position with time. Okay, suppose left and there are east west direction and north south direction. If the body is moving in two different directions, then you can tell by that graph. Otherwise, this distance, velocity, this will not depict anything. Okay, so these are few exam tricks you should remember. Let me see another 11. Now listen one thing, average speed. What is average speed? Total distance traveled by total time taken, isn't it? Total distance traveled by total time taken. Suppose you are traveling from here to here. Okay. So suppose you are going from here to here and you are coming back again from here to here. So in this case, what will be the average speed? Average speed will be 0 or there will be a value. Suppose this distance is 5 meter, distance not displacement, 5 meter, and this is also suppose this is another path, it is suppose 7 meter. Okay, and this time required is 4 seconds, here it is required 3 seconds time. So average speed will be total distance, so 5 plus 7 by total time 4 plus 3, that is whatever it will come, it will be 12 by 7, that meter per second. So this is average speed, understood? Because the distance is not 0. So if here the distance is 5 plus 7, this is the distance. See carefully. This 5 plus 7, this is the total distance. Total distance. And if someone asks you in this journey, what will be the displacement? In this journey, displacement will be equal to 0. Because the body is returning to the same position, no? So the displacement will be equal to 0. Okay, but distance is not 0. Distance is how much you will travel. Okay, understood? So average velocity happens when the body is not in a constant velocity. Okay, we need to find average velocity. By average speed, velocity average is not the proper term, we can say average speed. The body is not traveling in a fixed speed, then we have to find out average speed. Okay, now what about constant speed? Tell me, what about constant speed? Suppose you are traveling from here to here, you are traveling, the distance is, say for example, 5 meter, and from here to here you are traveling and the distance is also 5 meter, and you are taking same time, here 3 seconds, here also 3 seconds. So in this case the body is traveling at a constant speed. Here it is constant speed. Body is traveling in a constant speed. Let me write properly, constant speed. Constant speed. The body is traveling in a constant speed. Okay. Now, what is the difference in constant speed? Can you tell me what will be the average speed over here? So what, first of all, tell you what is the value of constant speed. And here constant speed will be numerically equal to the average speed. To find the suppose to find this speed, what will the speed of this journey, মানে starting journey speed কত হবে বলো? Speed of up journey will be 5 by 3 distance by time, and speed of this one will also be, this will be 5 by 3, and here this other round মানে going from returning back journey, the speed will be again same, the distance is same na, it will be 5 by 3. So that's why the speed is constant, and in this case what will be the average? Can you tell me the average speed? Average speed, can you tell me? In this case I am talking about this case, average speed will be equal to total distance 5 plus 5 by total time 3 plus 3, total distance by total time, it will be 10 by 6. So if you cut down, it will be of same value. You cut it, so it will be 2 5s are 10, 2 3s are 6, it will be again equal to 5 by 3. So what you learned from this, students? What you learned? So here constant speed will be equal to average speed. Constant speed is also 5 by 3. So this one and this one. So when the body travels with equal distance in equal interval of time, we call the speed of the body to be constant or uniform speed. Okay. So if the speed is uniform or constant, then average speed will be equal to constant speed. And if the body is not traveling with uniform speed, then average speed will have a different value, and instantaneous speed will have a different value. Okay. So I may write over here that if the body is traveling, wait, let me import pictures. Wait. So this is very important. In case a body moving with uniform speed, okay, in case of a body moving with uniform speed, the instantaneous speed and the average speed are equal, because it is not changing na. For short time also, whatever the value will be, it will remain the same, isn't it? In case of a body moving with uniform speed, its instantaneous speed and the average speed are equal, same as the uniform speed. Okay, mane whatever the value of uniform speed will be, it will be the value of instantaneous speed as well as average speed. Why? From the graph you can see that if this is the graph, okay, it is the speed v versus time, speed v versus time graph. So if this is the speed versus time graph, then the graph will move like this. Okay, suppose if the speed is like this, constant speed, na? This is the uniform speed, so this is like this. The value of speed will not change. It will be fixed at a particular value, suppose 10 meter per second. So it will be fixed at the same value, na? Even if the time keeps on increasing. So what will happen here? What is instantaneous speed? Instantaneous speed is the speed within a short interval of time, short duration, short interval of time, short interval of time. So you see, within the short interval of time also, the speed remains same, right? Na? Here also, the speed is 10 meter per second only. Now you understood why instantaneous speed and it will be same. In short interval of time also, the speed will be 10 meter per second only, because it will not change. So instantaneous speed will be equal to, it is short interval of time, it is instantaneous speed. Okay, so if the graph will change, then the instantaneous speed value will keep on changing. If the graph value if the graph changes like this, okay, suppose if the graph changes like this, so this position will give you a different value of instantaneous speed. Here there will be a different value of instantaneous speed. এখানে there will be another value of instantaneous speed. So everywhere, so what is the value of instantaneous speed over here? This, suppose 5. So what is the value of instantaneous speed over here? Suppose 8. Understood? So different position will have different instantaneous values if the body is not traveling with uniform speed. This graph, the body is traveling with uniform speed. Okay. Let me write over here. Uniform speed, and here the body is traveling with non-uniform speed. Non-uniform speed. Understood? The body is traveling with non-uniform speed. So let me write. See, these are velocity of a body is the distance traveled per second by the body in a specified direction. ঠিক আছে? So it is the velocity of body is the distance traveled per second by the body in a specified direction. It means what? The direction is specified over here. Okay. So the direction is specified over here. It means the body needs to travel in a particular direction, so that you can call it a velocity. Okay. So another thing I want to tell you is about acceleration. Wait, it will come. Now see, just like instantaneous speed, we have instantaneous velocity also. Now can you tell me what is the difference between instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity? What is the objective difference? For a body moving with a variable velocity, the velocity of the body at any instance is called instantaneous velocity. Okay. Here the previous case was instantaneous speed. So whatever graph I plotted was, see, it was what graph? Speed versus time graph. Speed versus time graph. Isn't it? Here also see, speed versus time graph. And in this case, that's why it's instantaneous. That's why the case is for instantaneous speed. Now I am talking about instantaneous velocity. So whatever graph I will plot about velocity versus time. Isn't it? I will plot velocity versus time. And if this graph is like this, in this graph, if I take a short interval of time, then I will call it what? Instantaneous. I will call this instantaneous velocity. This one, this value, suppose 8. So this is instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity. Please tell me whether you understood or not. So graph plotting will be different. That was speed versus time, and this will be velocity versus time. That's the difference. Okay. And it is measured by another objective difference is there. It is measured by finding the ratio of the distance traveled in a sufficiently small time interval to the time interval. So why this sufficiently small time interval is mentioned? Because if you change the time interval, the velocity will change. The body will may change its direction. Dakho, please see, it is important. This is very important. See, it is important to have time interval small enough so that the direction of motion does not change during this interval. So तुम्हारा जो टाइम इंटरवल है वो इतना छोटा लेना पड़ेगा कि उस छोटे से वक्त में, उस छोटे से टाइम इंटरवल में your body does not change the direction of motion, because you know if the direction of motion changes we will also say the velocity has changed even though the magnitude is same. Even though the magnitude is same, but if the direction changes हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे, हम लोग बोलेंगे velocity change हो गया. Okay, velocity has changed because velocity depends, velocity is a vector, it depends not only on magnitude, it depends on direction as well. So अगर velocity अगर magnitude same है लेकिन छोटे से टाइम इंटरवल में अगर जो डायरेक्शन है मूवमेंट का वो चेंज हो गया तो भी हम उसको velocity बोलेंगे चेंज हो गया. ओके, वी कैन नॉट कंसीडर इट टू बी अ सेम वेलोसिटी. ओके, so that is the only difference, objective difference. What is the objective difference? Objective difference is for instantaneous speed. Listen very carefully. For instantaneous speed, what is our objective? There also time interval is required to make, we require time interval to make short. But we need to take short time interval for instantaneous speed as well and for instantaneous velocity as well. But there is a difference in objective. Let me see who can tell me that. I am telling in Bengali, then I will tell in Hindi as well. দেখো, first I am telling in Bengali. ইনস্ট্যান্টেনিয়াস স্পিডের সময়তেও আমাদের যে টাইম ইন্টারভেলটা সেটা ছোট নেওয়া হয়েছিল, এন্ড ইনস্ট্যান্টেনিয়াস ভেলোসিটির সময়তেও টাইম इंटरवलটা ছোট নেওয়া হচ্ছে. लेट मी टेल इन हिंदी. इंस्टेंटेनियस स्पीड के टाइम में भी जो टाइम इंटरवल था उसको छोटा ले गया था और इंस्टेंटेनियस वेलोसिटी के टाइम पे भी टाइम इंटरवल को छोटा ही ले गया, लेकिन दोनों का मकसद अलग है. द रीजन इज डिफरेंट. कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस इन द रीजन व्हाई द टाइम इंटरवल्स आर टेकन शॉर्टर इन बोथ द केसेस? Different reasons. You then listen properly. In the first case, that is speed versus time graph, the time interval is taken smaller so that within that small time the speed value do not change. Speed का ही जो value है उसको नहीं change होने में, ताकि वो नहीं change हो जाए the speed value, that's why the time is taken very small. That's the objective of speed versus instantaneous speed. The time interval is taken small so that the speed value remains constant within that short time interval. Okay, but for instantaneous velocity, the objective is different. Although here also time interval is taken short, but the objective is different. What is the objective? Here short interval is taken so that the body's direction do not change. I hope my difference is clear and clarity is there. Please give a thumbs up if you have understood. Or if you have any problem, you can ask me.
Sir, if you please repeat, sir.
Which one बोलो? कौन सा?
Before the distance thing.
Before the
Distance. You told about the distance before that. Before that, what did you say?
Oh, अच्छा. What was the question? Can you understand my question? सवाल क्या था? वो पहले बताओ.
In that thing also.
Speed versus time. माने instantaneous speed. In instantaneous speed. बोलो.
इंस्टेंटेनियस स्पीड में भी छोटा था और इंस्टेंटेनियस वेलोसिटी में भी छोटा था. तब
क्या छोटा था? टाइम इंटरवल.
हाँ.
ओके, हाँ.
तब दोनों का डिफरेंट रीजन क्यों है, ये क्वेश्चन.
हाँ, ये क्वेश्चन है. हाँ, तो बोलो यहाँ पे डाउट क्या है? जब इंस्टेंटेनियस स्पीड के टाइम में, सुनो आंसर फिर से सुनो. इंस्टेंटेनियस स्पीड के मामले में द टाइम इंटरवल वाज टेकन शॉर्ट. व्हाई? बिकॉज विद इन द शॉर्ट टाइम इंटरवल द स्पीड विल नॉट चेंज, so that we can tell someone about the present speed, current speed क्या है. एक छोटे वक्त में स्पीड कांस्टेंट रहता है, ठीक है. तो here in case of instantaneous speed our objective is that within a short time interval the speed value will not change. That's why we will टेक शॉर्ट इंटरवल। अंडरस्टूड? छोटे से वक्त में स्पीड का जो वैल्यू है वो ज्यादा ज्यादा खास चेंज नहीं होगा, इसीलिए फॉर इंस्टेंटेनियस स्पीड वी टेक शॉर्ट इंटरवल।
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Now for instantaneous velocity, here also we take short interval for measurement, because but here objective is different. Here objective is छोटे से इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम में बॉडी का जो डायरेक्शन है वो उतना ज्यादा नहीं चेंज होगा। Here we want to keep the direction constant within a short interval. That's my objective. But in that speed case,
Okay, sir.
instantaneous speed case, our objective was to keep the speed value constant within short interval.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, understood everyone? Please give a thumbs up whether you have understood or not. ঠিক আছে, তো ইন বেঙ্গলি আই ওয়ান্ট টু টেল ওয়ান থিং দ্যাট ইনস্ট্যান্টেনিয়াস ভেলোসিটিস কেসে কি হচ্ছে, আমরা ছোট ইন্টারভ্যাল অফ টাইম নিচ্ছি কারণ ছোট ইন্টারভ্যালে বডিটার ডাইরেকশন খুব একটা বেশি চেঞ্জ হবে না, তাই জন্য ইন্টারভ্যালটা ছোট নেওয়া হচ্ছে। বাট ইনস্ট্যান্টেনিয়াস স্পিডের কেসে আমরা ছোট, ওখানেও ছোট ইন্টারভ্যাল অফ টাইমই নিচ্ছি ক্যালকুলেশনের জন্য। কেন নিচ্ছি? যাতে ওখানে স্পিডের যে ভ্যালুটা ইটসেলফ ওটা যাতে না চেঞ্জ হয় বেশি, তাই জন্য ছোট ইন্টারভ্যাল নিচ্ছি। তো দুটো জায়গায় ছোট ইন্টারভ্যাল নেওয়া হচ্ছে, বাট আলাগ আলাগ রিজন, ডিফারেন্ট রিজনস। ওকে, চলো let me move forward. So this will be 18. Chalo, we will talk about acceleration. Oh, there's average velocity. You have done average velocity. Now let us talk about acceleration. Acha, you have to remember the two differences. One is the difference between speed and velocity, and the other one is the difference between what? Difference between distance and displacement. Let me show you the distance. Here also I missed this difference between this. I have discussed the difference between distance and displacement. Now here we are going to see the difference between speed and velocity. Speed comes from distance and velocity comes from displacement. So you see, distance is the distance traveled per second by a moving object is called speed. Okay, distance traveled by a moving object per second. And here you see is the distance, or you can say displacement by a moving object per second. Mane is the distance per second in a particular direction. Now students, you note one thing. See, here also distance is written, here also distance is written, but here a particular direction has to be mentioned. Now if you don't want to mention this particular direction phrase, you can directly write displacement traveled per second, by displacement of the body per second. Mane point number 1 you can write like this if you want. The concept will be same. Point number 1 you can write like this: distance traveled per second distance travel per second. And here point number 1 you can write displacement of the body per second. डिस्प्लेसमेंट ट्रेवल्ड तो नहीं बोल सकते, हम लोग डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बोल सकते हैं। डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड, तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट के बाद ट्रेवल्ड नहीं होगा, डिस्प्लेसमेंट ट्रेवल्ड तो नहीं बोल सकते, लेकिन वी कैन से डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ द बॉडी पर सेकेंड। So point number 1 can be written in this way also if you want. If you don't want to write in a particular direction, you can write displacement of the body per second. The meaning will remain same, right? Na? Isn't it? So it's a scalar quantity and it's a vector quantity. The speed does not tell us the direction of motion. Yes, true. the speed does not tell us the direction of motion, माने कौन दिखे बॉडी का जाच्छे, किस डायरेक्शन में बॉडी जा रहा है, उसका कोई इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं देता है स्पीड, but the velocity tells us the speed as well as the direction of motion. Being a vector, it will give information about two things. And one is the magnitude. Here speed means magnitude. Here speed means they are talking about the magnitude. Magnitude. Okay. The speed is always positive since the direction is not taken into consideration. Okay. And velocity can be positive or negative depending upon the direction of motion, in which direction the body is moving. Okay, just like if you are moving, suppose this is the starting point and in this direction you are moving 5 meter per second. Suppose you are moving here in this direction and it is 3 meter per second, but I will write minus over here, minus 3 meter per second. Understood? But for speed, I will not do like that. If it is traveling here for 5 meter per second and if it is traveling in this direction for 3 meter per second, I will write 3 meter per second only. No sign. That's the difference. Understood? So after one round in a circular path, now here important thing is that circular path is a special case. Okay, so after one round in a circular path, the average speed is not zero. Just we calculated na round path going and returning to the same place. The average speed is the total distance by total time. It is not zero. Okay, just we have seen this in the previous slide. Na here, see, in a circular path. This is circular path basically. This is round circular path going and returning, isn't it? The average speed is not zero. There is a value, but this will be zero in case of speed. ठीक है sir? So you see here. So after completion of one path, after completion each round in a circular path, the average velocity is zero. So average velocity will be zero if the path is circular. Okay, if the path is circular. Understood? Velocity will be zero, but average speed is not zero, and in case of circular path this happens. Okay, so now let me tell you something about acceleration, and then we will come to different graphs. Wait. Acceleration. Now this is acceleration. Okay, is the rate of change of velocity with time. Rate of change of velocity with time. So what this is exactly? Let me explain you with the help of a graph. Please look at the graph carefully. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to understand. Look at the graph carefully. Suppose I am drawing a velocity versus time graph. Oh, just a minute. I am drawing a velocity versus time. Please, everyone, please look here carefully. We are slowly entering into the exam topics. So please be attentive now. Please be very attentive, everyone. We are slowly entering into the exam topics. Okay, velocity versus time graph. Suppose at time t, here what is the value of time? T will be equal to 0. Okay, the value of time is 0. Okay, I am not writing 0 like this. Let me write here 0 directly. 0. So we are plotting t over here, t values, time values, and here it will be velocity values. So suppose this time, the speed of the vehicle is u. What is u? U is initial velocity. U is initial velocity at time equal to 0, starting time. u হচ্ছে ইনিশিয়াল velocity. Okay, at starting time u is the initial velocity, and at time equal to 0, at time t equal to 0 মানে starting time. Okay, and then the velocity will be after a time interval of t, the velocity is suppose this, that is v. What is v? V is final velocity. Let me write. V is final velocity. Let me write over here. V is final velocity. Okay. Now my graph, this is the initial velocity at 0 and t. At t time, this will be the final velocity. So my point will be somewhere here, isn't it? My point will be somewhere here. So now what is acceleration? If I join this, okay, and if I draw a line like this, so what will be the value of this height? This much total is v, total length is v na. This means this इधर से इधर पूरा v है, this is v, and how much is u? This much is u. Normal scale notation na, this much is u. So this much will be v minus u. Okay, understood? And how much will be this one? This one will be t, 0 minus t, or t minus 0. So here to here, this length will be basically t minus 0, that will be t only. So what will be acceleration? It is a change of velocity. So v minus v, this one is basically the change of velocity, তাই না? Change of velocity in time t, so this is the time t. Okay, so what will be acceleration? It is a change of velocity. Acceleration is indicated by the letter a for acceleration. Okay, a. So acceleration will be change of velocity per unit time, so it will be v minus u by t. Okay, understood? V minus u by t, that's the value of acceleration. Now I will discuss about different graphs. So this is acceleration. Most of the things you understood. Okay, a very important thing you should remember. Wait, let me go to next slide. Remember most of the very important thing, that is, let me show you, is this one is very important, very conceptual. This is very important. It may be mentioned here that the acceleration of a body does not determine its direction of motion, while the velocity determines its direction of motion. The positive or negative sign of acceleration tells us whether the velocity is increasing or decreasing with time, whereas the positive or negative sign of velocity tells its direction of motion. It is not only for velocity, for displacement also. Please listen whatever I am going to say now. First, displacement. Okay, in this case, suppose this is my starting position. If I am going in this direction, its displacement will be, suppose if I take it plus 5 meter, and if I go in this direction, it will be minus 5, when s will be equal to minus 5 meter. Okay, this is about displacement. Next, I am telling you about velocity. velocity. This is the starting position. If you go in this direction, suppose your velocity will be plus 2. Okay, let me do one thing. Suppose I am taking this direction as positive. I can take, suppose velocity here is plus 2 meter per second. So if I go in this direction, the velocity can be minus 5 meter per second. So whatever direction I choose initially, that will be my positive. Just the opposite direction will be negative. So I will decide which direction to take it as positive and which direction to take it as negative. This all depends on me. Next will be, let me write acceleration. Let me write acceleration over here. Now acceleration, please listen very carefully. If you write, suppose the body is moving in this direction, okay, what does it mean? It means, देखो, not like this, let me tell you. Suppose the acceleration of a body is, suppose the acceleration of a body is 5 meter per second plus 5 meter. It means the body's velocity is changing 5 meter per second speed বা velocity in every 1 second. মানে দেখো অ্যাকচুয়ালি অ্যাক্সেলারেশনের এক্সাক্ট এটা তোমাদের এখনো হয়নি, দাঁড়াও আমি বলে নিই। See, I want to tell something about acceleration. Please listen very carefully. What is acceleration? Suppose here your body starts, it is time 0, time over here, okay, time 0, then time 2 seconds, and then again it is 4 seconds, then it is 6 seconds, it is 8 seconds. So what is the time interval? 2 seconds is the time interval, right? So now in the first 2 seconds, if the body is traveling 2 meter distance, okay, তার মানে this one will be 2 meter. Wait, let me erase this. Here, if the distance, time, here it is displacement. Please see carefully. Displacement. So it is suppose 2. Okay. Now this is suppose I tell you 4, 6 meter. Okay. And this is suppose 12. And this is suppose 20. इसका मतलब क्या है? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what does this all mean? बोलो. Let me hear. बोलो. Ritesh Maiti बोलो. Ritesh Maiti, tell me. What does this mean? Ritesh, are you there?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
I think this means that time is constant, but the displacement isn't.
Now time is not constant. The interval of time is constant. Okay, time is changing, na? Time is becoming 2, 4, 6, 7 is not constant, but time interval which I am considering is constant. So what will be the value of speed over here? The value of velocity, you can say, the value of velocity will be, distance is this much is 2 meter. That 2 meter by time is 2 seconds, isn't it? So how did I get 2 meter? Can you tell me how did I get 2 meter? It is 2 minus 0. 2 here it is 0, na? Here to 0 starting 0 meter. So 2 minus 0 by time is 2 minus 0. So it will be 2 meter by 2 seconds. So it will be 1 meter per second. Understood? That is the value of velocity in this first interval. What will be the value of velocity in the second interval? Can you tell me? Velocity will be how much? Bolo, 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 bolo. Distance is 6 minus 2. See, distance 6 minus 2 and time will be 4 minus 2. So 6 minus 2 is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2. So it will be 4 meter by 8 seconds. So if you cancel it out, it will be 2
2
meter
meter per
per
second.
second. Yes, you see, पहले स्पीड 1 मीटर पर सेकंड था, अब এখন স্পিডটা চেঞ্জ হয়ে 2 মিটার পার সেকেন্ড হয়ে গেল। সো देयर इज চেঞ্জ ইন স্পিড। সো দিস মিন্স অ্যাক্সিলারেশন। This means acceleration. Okay, this means acceleration. Now, if in place of 6, try to understand one thing, students. If in place of 6, this position would have been 4 meter, তাহলে কি acceleration হতো? In that case, would acceleration would have happened? অভিনবশীল বলো তো? হতো না। হতো কি হতো না?
স্যার হতো না, কেন কি জিরো আসতো?
জিরো কেন? এখানে যদি 4 হতো তাহলে ডিস্টেন্স ভেলোসিটি কত হতো? 4 minus 2।
ওটাই তো বলছি জিরো হবে।
জিরো কোথায়? 4 minus 2 আর টাইম হচ্ছে 4 minus 2। জিরো কোথায়? 4 minus 2
ও
2, 4 minus 2 2,
ওয়ান
তো
ওয়ান।
1, যেটা আগেও ছিল 1। দেখো তাহলে কি অ্যাক্সেলারেশন হলো? the velocity is not changing, জিরো নয়। ওকে আগেরটাতেও ভেলোসিটি মানে অ্যাক্সেলারেশন 1 মিটার পার সেকেন্ড, পরেরটাতেও অ্যাক্সেলারেশন 1 মিটার পার সেকেন্ড স্কয়ার। অ্যাকচুয়ালি the unit will be 1 meter per second square. ওকে, that is meter per second। হ্যাঁ, সরি, আগেরটাতেও স্পিড হচ্ছে 1 মিটার পার সেকেন্ড, পরেরটাতেও এটা হচ্ছে 1 মিটার পার সেকেন্ড হতো ইন দ্যাট কেস, বাট এটা তো হয়নি। Now tell me, let me delete this. আচ্ছা, next tell me, সরিয়া বলো তো এটা। নেক্সট আমি যেটা করব সেটা বলবে, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য ভ্যালু অফ স্পিড ওভার হিয়ার। হ্যাঁ বলো সরিয়া, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য ভ্যালু অফ স্পিড ওভার হিয়ার?
Value of speed is 6.
হিয়ার স্পিড কি হবে?
Value of speed is 3 meter per second.
হ্যাঁ, 12 minus 6 by
12
6
minus 6
minus
by 6
4.
minus 4.
হ্যাঁ, 12 minus 6 is 6, 6 minus
Therefore
4 is
6 by 2, 6 by 2, yes, therefore 3 meter per second. তারপরেরটা হলো 4 meter per second.
yes, yes, here it will be 4 meter per second. Here it will be 4 meter per second. So what you understood? It is acceleration because speed is increasing every time. Okay, speed is increasing every time. Now how can we find the value of acceleration here? Dekho, how can we find the value of acceleration over here? Please look at it. This is the value of initial speed, na? 1 meter per second. This is your u. This is the value of final speed v, and this change from 1 meter per second to 4 meter per second, this change has happened in how much time? 8 seconds. This change has happened over 8 seconds. So what will be the value of acceleration? Value of acceleration will be that v minus u by total time in which the speed change has happened. That is 4 minus 1. 4 means here 4. 1 means here 1. By time in time is 8. So it will be 3 by 8 meter per second square. For acceleration, unit is meter per second square.
স্যার পয়েন্টে নেওয়া যাবে?
Acceleration is meter per second square. হ্যাঁ বলো বলো। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, ওইসব নিয়ে ইম্পর্টেন্ট, আমি তো কনসেপ্টটা বোঝাচ্ছি, হাউ দ্য ভেরিয়েশন হ্যাপেন্স। ওকে, নাও ইফ দ্য অ্যাক্সেলারেশন ইজ জিরো, it means the speed is not changing. Let me write one more thing. Suppose if a equal to 0, acceleration 0. Okay, let me write here. Wait. Suppose acceleration a equal to 0. এর মানে কি? What is the meaning of this? It means velocity is not changing, not changing, তাই না? তার মানে v minus u by 0 equal to t, sorry, by t equal to 0, by t equal to 0. That's the formula of acceleration, na? So v minus u will be equal to 0 into t. This t will go up, that will be 0. So what will happen? V minus u will be 0. So v, u will go that side, will be equal to u. So the final velocity equal to initial velocity. It means what? The velocity is not changing. That is final velocity and that is initial velocity. It means it is not changing. It means the velocity is not changing. So how the things will look like? It will look like this: 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. See, the body is not stopping. The body is moving with a velocity is not changing. It also means body. It also means body traveling with constant speed, মানে not changing speed, constant speed or velocity. Basically, acceleration is change of velocity per unit time. So body traveling with constant velocity. So velocity is not changing. That means is. So what will be this graph? So if this is time, the 0, 2, 4, 6, and the displacement here will be how much? Displacement কত হবে? স্টার্টিং এ ধরো 0 ছিল, তারপর এখানে 4 হবে, it will be 6 over here, 8 over here. দেখো, it is traveling equal distance in equal interval of time, তাই না? Equal distance. What is the distance over here? Distance is 4 meter. No, sorry, I have written something wrong. It will be 2 meter. Suppose, oh, if I write 4 over here, just a minute. It is suppose 4 তো তাহলে এটা হবে হচ্ছে 8 meter, 12 meter. So the velocity will be 4 meter by 2, that will be 2 meter per second. তাই না? It is the value of velocity. So what will be the value of velocity over here? 8 minus 4, 4 by 4 minus 2, 2. Well, again 2 meter per second. What is the value of velocity over here? Again 2 meter per second. Isn't it? How it is happening? 12 minus 8, देखो. 12 minus 8 by 6 minus 4 equal to 4 by 2. So it is equals to 2. And here 8 minus 4 by 4 minus 2 equals to 4 by 2 equals to 2. And here too easy. 4 minus 0 by 2 minus 0 equal to 4 by 2. Let's see. This is the case of acceleration 0 case. বলো, হ্যাঁ বলো।
বলছিলাম যে ওই এখানে 4 minus 0 by 2 minus 0 ওটা একবার একটু বলবে কেন?
4 minus 0 হচ্ছে তোমার ডিসটেন্স 4 থেকে 0, মানে এই ডিসটেন্সটা, দিস ওয়ান, এই যে দিস ওয়ান, 4 minus 0 by 2 minus 0 হচ্ছে this one, gap.
ও ঠিক আছে।
Okay, distance traveled না, distance traveled, understood? Now the thing is, acceleration positive means suppose the acceleration is 5 meter per second. What does it mean? It means the speed is increasing. So positive value of acceleration means the speed is increasing. So here what was the acceleration in this case? Acceleration value is how much? 3 by 8. So it's a positive value, na? See over here. So positive value 3 by 8. So it will be, so acceleration plus 5 means, positive means speed is, velocity is increasing. Velocity increasing. Acceleration is negative, minus 3 meter per second. Okay, it means velocity decreasing. Okay, it means the velocity is decreasing. It is not, it do not tell about the direction of motion. Understood? It do not tell about the direction of motion of a body. Understood? It do not tell about the direction of motion of a body. Okay, then let me tell you about a particular, it's a massive thing in motion in one dimension. It will be the entire chapter in a nutshell. See, there are 3 types of graphs. 3 graphs. Very important topic. I want everyone to listen very carefully. Please listen very carefully. 3 graphs are there. Number 1, S versus T. Number 2, V versus T. Number 3, A versus T. Now what are the terms? Let me write one by one over here. First, S is basically displacement. All the graphs are versus T, isn't it? All the graphs are versus T. You always remember one thing, Y versus X. That is the formal way of writing X axis and Y axis. Always we write Y versus X. So you can understand in all the graphs, who will be there in X axis? Who will be there in X axis? Tell me. Hurry up. Anyone tell me. Urchit bolo. Urchit acho to? Yes, very good. Always Y versus X. Yes, this is Y and this is X. So S for displacement, V for velocity, T for, A for acceleration, A for acceleration, T for time. Now that's a Brahmastra, you can tell me. You should remember this. I will tell it as or I can write it over here. You should remember this lifelong. Okay. Okay, this is Brahmastra. Please listen very carefully. Now, if the graph is S versus T, the slope of this graph will give me velocity. Okay, I am coming down. Here, V versus T graph the slope of this graph, I am coming down, slope of this graph will give acceleration. Now in the other direction, let me go up. Let me go up. I'm using this color pen. Wait. Chalo. I'm going from here to here. A versus T graph, area gives me velocity. V versus T graph, area gives me displacement. You understood or not? So ऊपर से नीचे उतरने का, नीचे जाने का रास्ता है स्लोप, नीचे से ऊपर जाने का रास्ता है एरिया. The path to go come down is slope, the path to go up is area. Understood or not? Now let me tell you what is slope and what is area. Let me tell you what is slope. Please, do you understand this? Bolo, any doubt? I will tell what is slope and what is area. I will tell. Now you see, slope of something. Let me tell you about slope. Let me tell you about slope. What is slope? Suppose if a graph is like this, okay? Suppose if a graph is like this, I take any two random points. Suppose this point and this point. Okay, these 2 points I take. Suppose this is one point, this is another point. Okay, this is one point, this is another point. Okay, now suppose the graph is velocity versus time, and I am writing here, suppose I write here u, and this is here v. Okay, and suppose this is t1 and this is t2, and this time interval I am telling it to be t. It means t2 minus t1 is t. t2 minus t1, this time gap is t. Understood? t2 minus t1. Now how to find the slope of this line? Wait, just wait. See, okay, I will draw a line like this. Okay, this will be 90 degree. So this height will be v minus u, and this will be what? t2 minus t1, isn't it? So slope of this triangle, suppose this is the triangle I am talking about. Suppose this is a triangle I am talking about. The slope of this line, slope of this hypotenuse will be height by base. Which one is height? This one is height. This one is height. And this one is base. Understood? This one is height and this one is base. So tell me, what will be the value of slope of this portion? इसका slope क्या होगा बोलो तो? बताओ क्या होगा इसका slope?
V minus u by t2 by t1 minus t1.
Yes, absolutely right. तो स्लोप होगा height by base, height by base, height is, I am writing h, b is b, so it will be v minus u by t2 minus t1, and t2 minus t1 I have written, see, it is t. Okay, so I will write what, v minus u by t, and this is the formula of what, acceleration, isn't it? So what you learned from here, the slope of, therefore the slope of v versus t, this is velocity v versus time t, v versus t, see, it is time and this is velocity. So v versus slope of v versus t graph is basically acceleration. Okay, v versus t graph is basically acceleration, that we have learned. See v versus t graph, the slope of v versus t graph is acceleration. You see this one, understood? So slope is height by base of this triangle. Please tell me whether you understood or not. Okay, now if I talk about area, acha, by the way, let me tell you, positive acceleration, the graph will look like this, v versus t graph will look like this. Okay, positive. Negative acceleration, also called what, you know, retardation, isn't it? Now suppose if the acceleration of a body is minus 3 meter per second square, you can say retardation will be only 3 meter per second square. You don't have to write minus over here. You just mentioned acceleration minus, then retardation will be in positive only, because retardation means negative acceleration. Okay, retardation means negative acceleration. So this is the graph of acceleration, and let me draw here the graph of retardation as well. So the graph of retardation looks like this. Please see. This is v, this is time. Okay, this is negative acceleration, this is positive acceleration. See, velocity is here is increasing and the velocity here is decreasing. The slope will be negative slope. Okay, now let us discuss about some graphs. Acha, Orchid, I will give you time, don't worry. I will give you time to go back home and join the maths class. Understood? Don't worry, maths class, I will start little bit late, maybe 7:15. Don't worry. When
Okay,
you,
sir.
once you reach home, you will tell me, then only I will start the maths class. Guarantee.
স্যার হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে মেসেজ করে দেবো?
ফোন করে দেবে, ফোন, ডাইরেক্ট ফোন।
ঠিক আছে,
তুমি ফোন করবে, তারপর আমি ম্যাথস ক্লাস শুরু করবো, ঠিক আছে? ওকে,
ঠিক আছে।
চলো চলো, দেখো নেক্সট। সাপোজ,
বাই বাই স্যার।
why, wait, don't leave, why are you leaving? আরে,
স্যার নট লিভিং।
তো বাই কে বললো?
স্যার गलती से निकल गया।
আরে, wait, don't tell bye, just 5 more minutes I will take. 5 more
এক্সকিউজ মি
minutes.
স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, বলো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আমাকে একটু এখন লিভ করতে হচ্ছে, আমি ম্যাথস ক্লাস জয়েন করতে পারবো না। আমাকে আমার মায়ের সাথে এখন হসপিটাল যেতে হবে।
ও, হ্যাঁ, সেটা করতে পারো, that you can.
আমার মা তোমাকে ফোন করবে।
Okay, okay, after at night. Don't
একটা
worry.
অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়ে গেছে।
Oh, acha. Oh, sad. I will listen later. Okay, okay. Yes, yes. Yes, you can leave. Body at rest. Tell me, body at rest. Tell me what about the graph of V versus this graph? Just two graphs I will tell and I will leave the class. Let me tell you. Body at rest. My body is not moving. Okay. So what will, how the V versus T graph look like and how the displacement versus T graph look like? Please draw. Body at rest. बोलो कैसे दिखेगा?
Parallel to the x-axis.
Hmm.
Parallel to the x-axis.
Parallel to the x-axis. এটা V versus T.
পড়ে তো ছিলাম।
আচ্ছা এটা কি হয় বলো? What about the next? মানে এইটা নিচেরটা? What about this? Tell me. This one. বলো S versus T. How the graphs will look like? Body at rest means the body is not moving. So what is the velocity of the body? वक्त बीतता चला जाएगा लेकिन velocity क्या रहेगा? Zero.
Zero.
So how the graph will look like? The graph will look like this. A line parallel to time axis. Please mark. Conceptual, very conceptual. That a
স্যার
line parallel to
যদি
x
বডিটা
axis.
স্যার
Velocity equal to zero. হ্যাঁ বলো শুনছি।
যদি বডিটা রেস্টে থাকে তাহলে কিরকম এরকম মানে কোনো লাইনই হবে না।
না ভেলোসিটি কত? বডি রেস্টে থাকলে ভেলোসিটি কত? জিরো। তাহলে তোমার ঘড়ির টাইম পাস हो যাচ্ছে।
হুম।
तुम्हारा जो घड़ी का वक्त है वो तो पास होता चला जा रहा है ना, लेकिन बॉडी का वेलोसिटी तो जीरो ही रहेगा।
স্পিডেও তো জিরো তাই
डिस्प्लेसमेंट वर्सेस टाइम।
না স্পিড
स्पीड
ওটা
तो নয়
ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট।
ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট, হ্যাঁ এস ইজ ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট,
ও
দিস ইজ ভেলোসিটি। আচ্ছা শোনো স্পিড কিন্তু এস নয়, স্পিডও কিন্তু ভি। ওকে
ও ঠিক আছে।
तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होगा? नो डिस्प्लेसमेंट, बॉडी एट रेस्ट सेम, दिस इज इन द ग्राफ। ओके ओके अंडरस्टूड। अच्छा बॉडी एट यूनिफॉर्म मोशन, जस्ट लास्ट टू पेयर ऑफ ग्राफ्स, last pair of graphs. Body at uniform motion. Body at uniform motion. Uniform motion means constant velocity. Uniform motion, what does it mean? Uniform motion মানে constant velocity, মানে constant velocity, মানে body's velocity will remain constant. What is constant velocity? The body covers equal distance in equal interval of time. That is constant velocity. Okay. So what will the graph look like? Tell me. This is V versus T, and let me draw the second graph. The second graph is it is S, no sorry, S versus T. बोलो how the graph will look like? बोलो बेटा बोलो 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 V versus T कैसे दिखेगा? Constant velocity, velocity is not changing.
স্যার স্ট্রেট লাইন হবে।
Straight line parallel to x axis, it is not along the t axis, because এখানে velocity কিন্তু জিরো না, there will be a certain value of velocity, ধরো 5 মিটার পার সেকেন্ড। so it will be 5, not like the previous case যেখানে জিরোর সঙ্গে ছিল, তো সেখানে parallel to t axis ছিল বাট ওটা t axis এর উপরে ছিল। okay see here there will be certain value in this case, understood? So here it is s will remain 0, body at rest. Acha, this will be the value. Okay, what about this constant velocity? It will be a straight line. straight line. Okay, now students straight line जो होता है ना उसका slope constant होता है. Slope of straight line are always constant. You remember this. Slope of straight line, any straight line, slope of any straight line, just a minute, slope of any straight line is a constant. Slope of any straight line is a constant. Okay, so what if this is a slope, what will the value? And if this is a line, suppose this is a straight line, so it has a particular slope. See here, if you measure the slope over here, it will be same. If you measure the slope over here, it will be same. তাই না? Measure slope, it will be same. Everywhere the height and base ratio, height and base ratio. What is height and base ratio? This is the height and base ratio. ये है height, ये है base. ये है height, ये है base. ये है height, base. Everywhere it will be same. So suppose the slope value is 2. इसका जो slope value है, suppose slope equal to 2. What does that mean? Which means velocity will be 2. Constant velocity will be 2 meter per second. তাই না? তো s versus t গ্রাফের velocity মানে s versus t গ্রাফের slope gives me the velocity. Now here also you see what is the value of slope over here? বলো
0.
0. ঠিক বলেছো, because horizontal line মানে slope 0 and v versus t গ্রাফের স্লোপ কি দেয় আমাকে? স্লোপ কি দেয়? অ্যাক্সিলারেশন. See, acceleration is 0 মানে speed is constant 5 meter per second. Understood? Sorry, velocity is constant. So that is the end of today. So velocity constant, that is 5 meter per second, is not changing. Velocity change হয় না, গ্রাফটা এরকম এরকম হতো. It is not changing, it's a straight line. Okay, see acceleration 0 and acceleration মানেই তো slope. Slope মানেই তো acceleration. V versus t graph slope is nothing but acceleration. Understood? The horizontal line means slope 0. The horizontal line shows slope 0. This is a horizontal line, na? Horizontal line. Therefore slope 0. अच्छा, vertical line का slope क्या होता है? Vertical line का slope होता है infinite. Understood?
Yeah,
If a
ওটা
line,
আর স্যার
हाँ, it's a line like this. It's a vertical line, हाँ. बोलो बोलो, হয়ে গেছে?
ওই পার্পল কালারটা ইয়ে গ্রাফে গেছে ওটাতেও তো 0 হবে না?
পার্পল কালার না কেন 0 হবে? হরাইজন্টাল লাইন তো, হরাইজন্টাল লাইন নয় তো, এটা তো এরকম
ও,
যাচ্ছে।
এটা ইউনিফর্ম।
হ্যাঁ, এটা তো এরকম যাচ্ছে। হরাইজন্টাল কোথায়? হরাইজন্টাল মানে লাইক দিস, এটা হচ্ছে হরাইজন্টাল। আন্ডারস্টুড?
ও, ঠিক আছে।
আর ভার্টিক্যাল মানে হচ্ছে এরকম, ভার্টিক্যাল লাইন। এটা স্লোপ কত হবে? স্লোপ হচ্ছে ইনফাইনাইট, স্লোপ হচ্ছে ইনফাইনাইট। বাস, আই এম সেভিং দিস ফাইল, you can see it later, you can leave the meeting now. Okay, thank you students.
Bye bye, sir.
Bye bye.